what we look at when we're trying to help a client decide if they want to move to the cloud, there's a number of issues that we want to take a look at. So the first and foremost thing is, where are you in your network technology refresh? If you just bought a brand new network, stop thinking about the cloud. Get the value out of the investment you just made. Start thinking about it for your next time, so 3 to 5 years down the road. Second thing we want to look at is your line of business applications. What are the applications you run? Do they lend themselves to the cloud? And by that we mean, is there a web-based version of the product that you're using? Or does this vendor who made this software, do they support the cloud environment, or are we going to have to, or is it an application that we're going to have to get to the cloud somehow for you? The more cloud ready your applications are, the easier the conversion is going to be and the quicker you'll be able to do it. So we want to take a look at those line of business apps. The other thing that we want to think about is, what does the data out of those apps look like? So for instance, AutoCAD is not a great candidate for moving to the web right now. Okay, the files are too big, they're too intricate. The application itself, a lot of graphic updates, doesn't work well. But there are things you can do to sync your AutoCAD files up to the web and then down somewhere else later. The other thing would be any kind of big image files. So not just CAD documents, but so for instance, we do a lot with dental offices, and now all the x-rays are digital. So all those images are being stored on a server somewhere. That's not really something that at today's internet connectivity speeds and the cost of storage, it's not necessarily cost effective to start moving your digital x-rays up to the internet. Okay, so those are a couple factors. And then the third thing is, what's your internet connectivity like at your office? Okay, do you have a good high-speed, solid, reliable connection today? Or if not, is there one available? Some of my clients are out in the boonies, and we're still dealing with fairly slow or not very reliable internet, so they're not really good candidates for cloud yet. Then the next question is, do you have remote users or remote offices? If you've already got a dispersed workforce, if you've already got sales guys out on the road and you've already got multiple offices, that really makes cloud something you really should look at, because it will help you dramatically. The whole idea behind the cloud is you can use the technology you already have. You'll get more life out of the computers you already own. You can use your iPad. You can use your smartphone to get to these resources. I mean, that's the whole idea here, is anytime access from anywhere to your data and to your applications. That's the whole idea here. The desktop is now just a terminal. So you can use just about anything. And part of what we do for our clients is we actually offer up we have a rental program that we use so that we can keep you current on that technology and you can rent it. It's not a lease, it's not a rent to own, it's a rental program. So what I like about the rental program is one of the big advantages of cloud is the ability to scale up and scale down your technology, right? Many people end up buying a server and then it turns out they outgrow it. So now you spent 10 grand on a server, now it's too small. So now you're going to throw more money at it. Maybe you can't expand it any farther. On the other hand, maybe you buy too much server and then you have a staff reduction and now you're still paying for that big server. So with cloud, we can scale all that up. And again, ideally, you're paying on a per user basis. So there's going to be a certain cost per person. So if you hire somebody, you'll pay this much more. And if you fire somebody, you'll pay this much less. And that scaling down is a reason to look at a rental program on your equipment. Because for us, if somebody's renting their laptop, say from us, if they have 5 laptops and then they only need 4, we just take it back. There's no penalty for returning it early. They just stop paying for the licenses. They stop paying for the support. They stop paying for the hardware. Let me explain the local data center we use. Okay, this data center is run by a company that's dedicated to this process. Okay, for my company, only 3 members of my staff are authorized to enter the building where the servers are. They have to present their driver's license and be visually identified. They need to key in a password, and they need to have a palm scan done. They have to pass all of these things to be allowed in the room where they need a key to get into our rack.
Wow.
Okay.
So
most people can't afford that for their own network.
yeah, it's funny because I'm thinking, most people probably have somebody that is cleaning their offices at minimum wage, and probably, unless they've got real sophisticated locks, could get into their server room and walk off with it and not have much security at all.
Over the years, I've had 3 customers have servers stolen.
Wow.
So, security is not one of the things you should be worrying about. And I think another thing most people don't realize is that they think that maybe they're more secure from the internet here because they have that firewall. Well, every data center on the planet's got redundant firewalls as well. And it's there's just no way on the scale where you're putting in one server at a time and one firewall at a time that you can have anything near the depth of security that a professional grade data center is going to have.